For years, it's felt like we've been watching this slow-motion movie of AI getting better, going from those clunky chatbots to avatars that are almost real. Well, today, that movie just had its climax. The line between human and machine, it's not just blurred anymore. It's gone. Poof, vanished.
And that's not just me being dramatic. That's the new reality we're all waking up to. See, a new feature just dropped that changes, well, everything. What it means to be a creator, what it means to even have an identity online. That humanity gap, it's closed. And you better believe something is rushing in to fill that void.
All right, so first things first. What is this crazy new tech that supposedly erased the line between us and the machines? Well, it all comes down to a new set of tools from YouTube. And the star of the show is a feature that honestly sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. It's the ability to create a perfect digital twin of yourself.
They're calling it the likeness feature, and it lets you pump out an infinite number of short videos using your AI clone. But here's where it gets really wild. It's not just the clone, it works with two other tools, expressive speech and lip-sync. What does that mean? It means your clone can now speak in 27 different languages. And I'm not talking about some monotone robotic voice. I mean your voice, with your emotion, your tone, and with lip movements that are perfectly synced up. Think about that. A single person can become a global, multilingual personality literally overnight without ever speaking a word of another language.
And don't for a second think this is just some little experiment for the top 1% of creators. No way. The groundwork for this has been laid for a while now. Get this. Over 1 million channels were already using YouTube's AI tools every single day before this clone tech even existed. So the adoption rate for this, it's going to be absolutely massive, and it's going to happen fast.
Which, of course, brings us to the big, thorny question. The one that every single creator, and frankly, every single person watching this stuff has to ask themselves now. Is this incredible new power a tool, or is it a trap? Is it something for genuine creative expression, or is it a way to exploit creators and their audiences on a whole new, deeply personal level? So on one hand, you have YouTube's official story. CEO Neil Mohan says this is a boon to creatives. It's just a tool, he says, not a replacement. But then you have the critics, and they see something much, much darker. They see a business model that's designed to take those powerful personal connections that creators build with their fans, those parasocial relationships, and weaponize them, automate them, and then squeeze every last penny out of them forever.
And look, this isn't just theory. This is happening right now. A creator named Jared Henderson got an offer from a company, get this, called Real Clones AI. They wanted to build a chatbot version of him to monetize his following on autopilot. His response was just, wow. He shot them down hard. He said their whole business model is predatory and that it will hurt real people. The battle lines are already being drawn.
This whole thing points to a much bigger danger. There's this idea from a media theorist named Neil Postman. He called it a technopoly. Basically, it's what happens when a society becomes so obsessed with technology that it becomes the only way we see the world. We stop asking, should we do this? And we only ask, can we do this? Any other way of doing things just disappears. It becomes irrelevant. And you have to wonder, is that where we're headed?
Okay, so while we're all here debating the ethics of cloning our personalities, something else is happening in the background. A truly colossal industrial engine is being fired up. And it's being built for one reason, to power this new army of digital clones, this silicon workforce. And the scale, honestly, it's hard to even wrap your head around.
Check this out. In Memphis, Tennessee, Elon Musk's company, XAI, is building a supercomputer complex called Colossus. And its power capacity is just staggering. We're talking about almost 2 gigawatts of power.
And where is all that juice going? It's being funneled into over 500,000 of NVIDIA's most powerful AI chips, all humming away together.
The cost to build this beast? A jaw-dropping $20 billion. This thing is so massive, it's the single largest economic project in the entire history of Mississippi.
Now, to really understand what that means, you have to see it next to the competition. The Colossus facility in Memphis is being built to use 4 times more power than the next biggest one, which belongs to Meta. This is not just another step up. It's a complete generational leap in pure raw computing power, and it's all being pointed directly at AI.
So let's pull back from that massive industrial scale for a second and bring it back down to the human level. Because every new economy has a cost, right? And in this emerging clone economy, the price is being paid by tapping into our most vulnerable emotions. Things like grief, loneliness, and even our basic sense of who we are.
I'm talking about real companies with real business plans that are already out there. You've got Real Clones AI trying to profit off those fan relationships. You've got an app called Twayway that, and I'm quoting here, wants to productize grief by selling you AI chatbots of your dead loved ones. And another company, Replica, is already making a fortune selling AI romantic partners to lonely people. This isn't some dystopian sci-fi plot. This is the marketplace today.
The experts actually have a name for this, the digital doppelganger. And it's important to understand this isn't just a static copy. It's a replica that can learn, that can evolve. And the big worry is something called identity fragmentation. That's where the line between the real you and your AI clone gets so blurry that it starts to cause some really serious psychological problems. Not just for you, but for anyone who has to interact with either version of you.
So as you can probably guess, with technology moving this fast, society is scrambling to keep up. Right now, lawmakers are in an absolute race against the clock to try and write a rule book for a world that, just a few years ago, didn't even exist.
Enter the No Fakes Act. The story of this bill alone tells you how seriously people are taking this. It started as just an idea back in 2023, coming right out of the actors' strike over AI. By 2025, it's a formal bill with huge support, not just from creators, but from the big tech platforms themselves, including YouTube. Let me tell you, when you see enemies like that agree on something this fast, you know a major line has been crossed.
So what's actually in this thing? Well, the big one is that it creates a federal right to control your own likeness. This gets rid of the messy, confusing patchwork of different state laws we have now. It gives a clear, legal definition of a digital replica and makes it illegal to make one or share one without permission. It also sets up a simple notice and takedown system for platforms like YouTube. And that part is key because it gives companies a big reason to act fast when someone's likeness is stolen. Basically, it puts some real legal teeth behind the idea that you own your face and you own your voice, period.
Okay, let's step back and put all the pieces together. You have the tech to copy yourself infinitely. You have the insane industrial power to make it all run. You have the business models ready to exploit it. And you have the legal fights trying to contain it. What does all of that add up to? It adds up to a completely new economic reality.
And this right here is the main takeaway. Welcome to the clone economy. This is a world where your identity, your personality, your voice, your whole vibe is no longer just something you have. It's a programmable asset. And think about the flip side of that. In a world drowning in infinite, perfectly polished AI copies, what becomes valuable? The real thing. Truly authentic, human-made stuff is about to become the ultimate luxury product. We're talking about things like unedited live streams, videos that have actual human mistakes in them, experiences that are guaranteed to be 100% real. Which leaves us staring at this huge contradiction at the heart of YouTube's whole plan. On one hand, the company says it's declaring war on what they call AI slop. You know, all that cheap, low-effort, automated junk that's flooding the site. But at the exact same time, they're giving creators this incredibly powerful tool to automate their own personalities. So you have to ask, is this likeness feature just a fancier, more polished version of the exact same AI slop they say they're fighting? And that brings us to one last really big question for you to think about. If your digital twin can do your work, create your art, and talk to people in 27 languages all at once while you're asleep, at what point does it stop working for you and start replacing you? In this new clone economy, who's the original? And what is an original even worth anymore?
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It really helps the channel grow. See you in the next video.